Yebedin komo sisi abanansa na mamenko ahoma so na minchia the Secretary General National Tenants Union of Ghana ora Frederick Opoku ahoma so minchia ni wie na fe yenhye dwumedie na so ora Frederick matching eba Kessben match so on Kessben TV and average 92.9 FM.
Koyo me dey also morning
bibi aboko there
na me na don kaka koyo
ene ebedin komo because me free here to me o se me fa 1 year rent ni me nya ye de be asem but jina suma me wahu na yen share what really transpired media encounter no just about last week bra abubedin ye sister ebisa sa question no ma mampanyi eyi ano no yentie na fe member osu sisia okay.
The biggest expenditure in any Ghanaian's budget is rent. And even though we have laws, enforcing them has been difficult. The rent law says that a landlord cannot charge more than 6 months. But the problem in enforcing the law is the connivance of the tenant and the landlord. The tenant won't come and report that they're charging him 1 year's rent advance because he wants the room. And so that has been the problem. And the problem is because our population is growing beyond our housing capacity. So the competition for accommodation and housing is very strong. And that is why we must expand our housing coverage. And I remember in our manifesto, we have a pledge to expand housing. And in the next budget, we're going to make provision for that. I've already had a discussion with some of the associations, the organized labor associations. Some of them have funds that are sitting in their accounts, and they have members who want houses. So what I've said is government will match their funds. And so if they give 1 billion cedis, we will give 1 billion cedis. And then one of the banks, Republic Bank, has said that they are willing to also match with 1 billion cedis. So if we get a 3 billion cedi fund, we can start building houses in all the districts. And as people pay their down payments, it will go back into the fund and it will become a revolving fund. And governments can give it to people. I said if you have like about 15 to 20 years before retirement, you can take a house and we'll be deducting from your salary monthly, so that by the time your retirement time is up, you have your own accommodation to go to. And as we take those deductions, they will go back into the fund. So it becomes like a revolving fund so that we can increase the housing stock. But the Minister of Finance will talk about that when he reads the budget.
Okay, inti omanpenyi answer or the MI when it comes to rent issues, and so accommodation in the country, and who enkomo and baby this is here. And to Frederick, me sure say what's your president. First of all, maybe so your impression about President Nyansa. Are you satisfied with President Nyansa Nana?
Yo kojo medawase mefa akonya iso na machia Kessben machia tiefo nyina na mede aseda kese so ama wona ohan dan wo manmu okwa titi me ohamu oman wodin so na yemu bi the national tenant of Ghana yemu akonya ye kesei kojo di kan em say wa utie the president kana em say the national tenant of Ghana no a bit disappointed, very very disappointed. First of all, Mwaya John Dramani Mahama or my penny at the Bayano. Na Mikase ye disappointed na in Yaswan in say. Say or my mu Yain say one of the biggest problems so for the cost of rent. Any Subambia landlord for then a D of late. Any sometime be a chemu. Na Matimamu Foko Amu any Amuchimuno. We were thinking, say, the president, because answer should have been reassuring. But unfortunately, look at it, say, the usual old things like the promises and for the small people, no. Oh, share answer and I say, Moya, you are John Domani Mama de Baina. Come here, say, about only 1% of the population. 1% of the population a year, or pension, whatever, our old pension fund. Now, question is, nipa to do senana omo pension fund bi wo ha ombenya ho faso enti na ka me ko say in some you got o ma kan ye ekokoye omo manifesto any ye ko share as a national tenant of Ghana before e beto aba no e ma na che ye bo na ye expect say obema assurance say Rana Enya Juma, I'm a rent control, Timinia Juma, be a rent control, I have toothless bulldog. Omuntiminka, Entiminashi. I'm a landlord for a TT, Timamu, with my addresses. But unfortunately, no, what you President Mahama was a connivance. I can't say landlord and a tenant for a Nakrana and Omoye BB, MTF, but don't forget to say, rent, you less supply. It think also work as a major Dramani Mahama presidency. When it would say Michelle Bosse, making low cost housing. Na maybe Amanasu Biaso, and yet a segment of the population. Now, you were John Mahama, any Nimuayana, a Ghana say the informal sector, one on the Wunya, only a Dwebia more pension pay for mortgage, or Monkamubi. Almost about 99% of the population are Wuna Babina. And then, you were Mahama, Nansan, and dressing, I say no man could na if you say ye born in Kaye, say Abian Rifika cry, ye cano, Bosha will share ye tenant union. Bosha will share one or hand in ammo. You was your mama, and who said the issue is bigger than that. And more to the point where he's the president and the back stops at him. Therefore, he cannot be part of the blame game of landlord tenant or who does what. He must fix the situation, fix the matter, and let the team work for Obia Hontono. We will go do.
Frederick, one thing that the president said, before say even tenants and say yes, tenants union for SSM Moshe Namoso Moma Juma has to do with one of the things that or breaking the ice on. Or say, in as much as Sebi Yen Gigi 1 year, no, the same tenants, echo a landlord for no while because they want these bill friends and dining, they don't even fight for the 6 months. Yet a landlord nekas 1 year. They still pay, and the clause or kind say they don't report. And if someone reported there, how do you expect the law to work?
Kodo, with that question, who is the tenant? One is tenant. You are prospective tenant and you are tenant. It is all my a dark country. A dying a buying CB, no their high. And you'll be there sitting dying and I'll be. Until say, or beg you can get tenant too. It took also so about 3 years and went to me. Report to say, what all day?
I mean, on the Okadia, but the point is that SSO just 6 months. It is also when him catch us, or when him catch us 1 year. I didn't need to report this and the patron.
Let us know a law. Contact. We contact. Over dying. We see it, baby, I say. My reported landlord will say, what's over me say. And there will be no contract. I'm ready to me alone who did. The point is, so what you feeling? Maybe what one or two was a medicine. I need a different matter. But a dana could be how come over to me?
No, but Frederick Tobomame. This is a landlord we see the boss me see dime, me person me rent it. That in itself tells you so or your business, right?
Yes.
There's a decision that the landlord has taken, say on any property no or person or they high. It means that automatically the mere fact that workers or person or they high no, he falls within the tenancy law. Now a walk on you say the year Juman watum already. And it's a me banner so catch him say only me new contract from the pre because me nje dan no poye dia. Now only a tenants only endini na is the mon shada MYO because who person say me just dan ni wie. Na se nipa kono be ka kire me say bia mejo 1 year and some me hu se me ne wo contractor as only en kan you anamboa.
Yes, Kojo, Mamika, let me be very frank here and let's speak it. Let's call it speed. Kojo, your rent control department of Ghana.
Yes.
According to rent laws, no. And what the landlord be at me register the tenancy,
Good.
They to be landlord be near Konya or my say or no one kata class at Tony Damumpo. Sorry, I will aware.
Sure.
Unless say the rent control no by assessment. For example, your landlord for the past 20 years on painting the data. For the last 10 years on to cement that. For the last 20 years on to iron rose that. And so and say you to iron rose must be them. Why how is the rent control regulating them? So with the simple rent control, say rent control, the patrol must be them tenants what you mean here. Does the rent control able to regulate the matter to make sure say that's the question. So government and the president president could say rent control because he is the president. And for that matter, he has a responsibility to fix the situation in rent control. Over the years, the National Tenant of Ghana have described rent control as a toothless bulldog. They describe rent control as incapable of doing their work. They describe rent control as incompetent and efficient. They describe rent control that it must be scrapped because it doesn't have any usefulness as of now. Has the president thought of thinking, say, maybe I ain't able to have a question because fixing rent control because rent control problem now. Rent control doesn't have resources. Did the president assure us, say, I'm going to make sure that rent control will be fixed? What can I now? So the president was not in reality. It was not in reality. The president will do a blame game, and for that matter, he cannot pick and choose where he feels comfortable in his question. What we are saying is that the president promised Ghanaians to bring low-cost housing. The president promised Ghanaians to say, Obama review the rent law now over the years. Kwame Nkrumah spent 60 years, I had cakes, review. Now, if you remember, recently, the 2023 rent bill in the parliament, Omo kan ba kon, Omo kan yenu, Omo kan miensa, yenu Omo boto here, Omo pass. Rent law don't review because there's a loophole. There's a lacuna in the rent law. The president should now be thinking, say, I have two-thirds majority in parliament. Say, President Mama bit Mama or bad than Bima or Ghana. Or bit Mama Bima than or bad because in parliament, the majority, whole majority. So president can do everything. It's not about talking. It's not about creating headlines for anything. The president must do what's expected of him. But the can say, President Mahama has a lot to do to fix the housing. He also alluded, say, housing, it costs a lot of money in the people's pocket. So therefore, so what he must do, he must fix the situation. Housing is equally important as roads. Housing is equally important than anything that the president wants to do. Therefore, it shouldn't be a small group of people say, but it should be a platform of it using to assure Ghanaians. But I can tell you, President Mohammed's answering the question is not assuring at all. But I am urging the president that this time around, the Ghana Tenant Union, we're not going to sit down for us to be blamed as if we are not doing anything or we don't care, or we don't have the strength or the bargaining power. But I can assure the president that we will keep on to dialogue with the president, we will dialogue with the minister. For the meantime, Minister for Housing. Honestly, for that one, I think the president has made a very good appointment. Ever since the president, his relationship with the tenant in Ghana is exceptional. It is a very fast say. Oh man, yes, na young queen, na in the intimate one and dialogue. What him say, he makes me remind of no mind what is this. But as I know, what I can tell you, say, President Mahama answer it is skewed, biased. It is not for the masses. It's not for the informal sector. It's for the formal sector of the workers who work and they are paid monthly. Those who do not pay, who do not earn any income, who don't have any pension fund sitting somewhere, they are not part of it. This is a clear answer to the question the president answered. And for us, we are worried. I don't think it doesn't fall within what we are expecting at all.
Okay, so basically, you are saying, sir, the National Tenants Union of Ghana, you speak for the informal sector, but clearly the informal sector you're talking about, clearly, what you can say informal. So informal, dear Sebi, Musikano is not controlled by anyone. And you'll be a shame so when it comes to how more control Musikano. And until say for granted, poster you see a dying SCC honum proper your friends affordable houses are. The informal person now only streamlined in terms of accessibility and as a control no. That's any parkour also bet me Toby and I say obet me choose say be a mentor and I say BB. I think say we should rather balance it and make it more accessible for everyone, whether formal or informal. Because the way I know OC Canon, yes, he spoke with the formal one saying, oh yeah, Juma. That's we I mean, a quantity you see as a sort of faso. But the informal one, you are bringing his attention to it. But the informal guys in Ankasa should also understand, say, any man very informal. They needs to be shaped, and then they need to also then probably omo ho no so ntumi enye emwana yentumi hwe omo ananya sa
Kojo me with that question answer this way with babwamia Oko bank financial institutions omo ton bodo no yama mu bank yama
muska yes
ye ni
ayejeje
so what is it? So when the government become a lazy government, using a lazy way of solving problems, this is what you see.
No, na say o ka say me kwaji loan. For instance, multi credit savings and loans for what? You nim kwa be fa so e be giska na fi me ho no because ye gi me my address, ye gi me bibia. Na ma fa so na me de atua. What you say?
Kojo. Don't let us try to make this thing difficult for people to understand. Me say the government has a responsibility to say he came for all people. Therefore, they must find solution to ensure that this is a put a Ghana one address, digital address and what have you. The government should find ways and means because recently, okay, Omo launched the national rental assistance we are aware. You go for the rents. Omo launch scheme, the national rental assistance scheme. And that scheme no. As I know, in fact, the tenants have called for you to be withdrawn for whatever reasons. You look at it, say policy for only 1% population numbers, the 97 So how can you survive? How can you make how can you bring peace if you plan and you think say the easy way for me to get my money is to look at the former, but 99% now how can you behave like that? Look, the government should go into mass low income housing, so that they both say category in the way category A, category B, but you cannot use any lazy jack say hold open as
no, but I'm sure they do. I think last previous government they did something of that nature where they really wanted to do this housing affordability for everybody. And I'm
what is affordable? I don't know how much you pay it. Do you know how much you pay for the so-called affordability? Is it for rent?
But how affordable do you want houses to be affordable? Tell me.
Okay, look. Yeah, if you social housing, let me take and educate the public. Let me be social housing. Social housing is a housing for the poor, housing for the vulnerable, housing for the aged, housing for the sick, and that must be done and prioritized by government, not any private sector. Therefore, the government has a responsibility to say. So guys, a dance where 20 Ghana, you will Timamuphobia said the can hang on Montana. Look, the government is a government because of the people. There is no president or government saying I'm a president because I came because of my own. If 99% of your population is sleeping outside, then what kind of government are you? What kind of initiative are you bringing? If your people, 99% of people don't have a place to sleep, they cannot afford. They are suffering. What kind of government are you? We are saying, the priority must be housing. The amount of money recently was so look, housing is also important. How much is the government putting in its big push agenda in housing? They don't even want to commit to housing. Why? According to Abraham Maslow, one of the basic needs of life is housing. Why are government coming and not interested in investing in housing? How much is the budget for housing? What are the programs? What are the milestones? What do they want to achieve in housing? You see, if you don't put pressure on this government, one day we will all go to people in the streets, trust me, because they are not ready and willing at all to do anything about housing. But it's like joke. It's like we are joking, we are just giving them, they talk about it, we don't even take them to account. They come and promise and go free of tax. When they come, they don't joke with education. They don't joke with roads. But housing is nothing. But one of the biggest issues that eat into the budget of the Ghanaian, our President Mahama, is housing. So what is the roadmap for Mahama in housing? That's the question I'm asking. So the truth is that housing is a big problem. So who you know mommy and say anything or Ghana ha? Some say who never been there, don't think about education. Education is secondary. And housing is physiological. It's basic. How do you think about it?
No, I get it because even when President was answering the question, he really, emphasized that it is one of the key things when it comes to budget and everything when it comes to rent and all that. So I think the President admits the fact that one of the major problems, and he even went further to even tell all of us in the next government, they will speak to it when it comes to budget and all that. But I recall that last previous government, National Rental Assistance Scheme was on line chema. I'm sure so we'll call it. Did you really get what it is that you needed what that particular scheme in manner?
Let me be very frank you. I've told you, say, government come and go always try to come up with a policy schemes. And in fact, before me introduce no consultation with the shareholders or the stakeholders rather. They did not consult, they sat down and did their own thing. Unfortunately, we invited the National Television of Ghana because of a year we couldn't do anything than to go and support it. But we were quick to warn them, say it shouldn't be as usual, business as usual, whereby it's going to be favoritism, nepotism, and decimisms. But they must do what is needful. As we speak, the National Television of Ghana, the Minister for Housing, Works and Housing, should immediately hold on with the rental assistance scheme because it has not achieved its goal. And now on review, now from back. We admit it's a very good thing. However, by the ongoing, the way it is being implemented, it is not in the
How is it implemented? Because it looks as if subsequent government comes in, they give, a solution to solve or halfway solve the problem, but we still come back to the same governments that come into power and then tell them, said, I didn't want their ban and shut down Koye. Particularly, let's discuss this one just about a minute or so. The National Rental Assistance, how is it done now and how do you want it to be done?
Okay, one, you are aware, say, Ghana has more than 6 months. Are you aware?
Yes, and that is what the president hit on.
The National Rent Assistance Scheme gives 2 years rent advance. Are you aware?
You are telling us.
I am telling you, that's a fact.
Okay, so hold on. Oma 2 year advance, right?
Yes.
Which is a breach. Hold on. Wait, which is a breach of the law.
Exactly.
Okay, so if it is a breach of the law, from that time till now, why haven't we raised it to make noise about it to stop it?
Look, I can assure you that the National Network, and we believe in dialogue. We don't believe in jumping to the speech. Number one, that is why you don't see us making noise and cladding in red. But I am telling you, even if you can confirm from the new minister, Kenneth Ajay, we have met him. We have written a petition to the minister as we speak. The minister has called those who are working on it. I am aware, and the minister is working on it to take action immediately. That is how we should dialogue.
No, take action to halt it.
To review. For example, Kojo, are you aware that it was a pilot project? It wasn't for final implementation. And that's so.
Yes, I'm aware on the pilot project.
Out of the 60 regions, we look at the only 6 regions have benefited for the past 4 years. Is it fair?
But you just say a pilot. We all agree it was a pilot.
And I'm saying, do you do pilot for 4 years?
And for 4 solid years, we are now talking about it, giving it to the now government to halt it.
I told you that if you can confirm it,
because I know that 31st January 2023 in the lunch here, yes.
But if you consult Atenso Minister for Bantama,
yes,
and the former Minister for Housing,
yes,
if you consult with Kenneth Day, even last week I was with him to get a response from him because I have told him that things are not going well. It is the minister should work around, investigate the matter, and possibly suspend it so that he can reintroduce it. After say, all the 16 regions, in Ghana for the scheme cannot be done for only 6 regions for 4 years. That is not right. So we are giving about 6 reasons why the rent assistance scheme should be suspended and reintroduced, or it should be done in such a way, say, people pay Okodilo now. Are you aware, say, you pay 100 Ghana cedis, not refundable? And if, for example, 10,000 people and an applier, That's the area 2,000 9,000 or 100 Ghana not refundable. Is it not Ponzi?
No, hold on. I mean, a proxy because of but how do you want it to be done now? What's your proposal?
Okay, the point is that they should first of all do proper consultation. What your pilot 4 years is too much. Just hold on a month or two, review, go to the table. What went wrong? What didn't go wrong? I have many times outlined, come up to so many things I think is not going well.
Yes, so give us one. I mean, what would you think say it should be done?
We think that first of all, they should make it in such a way, say the informal sector. Majority of them now say on the direct pay, mobile to Martin and direct, in such a way, say you better put the system, no will be to benefit. According to what they are implementing, who is who cry a bit mama, which is not true. They have made it such a way, say you will be a baby. Now informal sector called up, so you better much so. Said okay, say let me give me the mumba. That's a who is card director. We don't have a man. The man source income source than the mumu because the we mumu to be that so it's maybe the business. If they don't, it's they are just using it to help only those who are in the formal sector.
But do you realize it is a huge investment when it comes to housing. So for instance, a bank comes in to say I'm giving $1 billion to build houses for informal sector. Then I don't know how I'm going to get my money back to reinvest again. So for instance, remember, hold on. So even if I'm going to go below, down to the extreme, say, so which is also what previous government told us, it's also even a banking account, that year be. Now for informal sector, no me, I am not getting anything from the money inside that. Even modi MTN we loan in Kromuji Kran omuntia. So how do you? So why won't you then reposition well and let the informal people know understand? Say, Sanyama we know it is not just about you see down my more informal sector to assess, but the way and channel for us to get the money back to reinvest is one of the critical things we need to position you people. Then you can afford to pay.
Who has the responsibility to do that? Who bears that responsibility?
National Tenants Union Ghana is also there to also help with the tenants to do well.
Government is government. Let me be very frank with you. The lazy jack approach of solving problem is not helping the country. Always we want to go to the cheap side of solving problem. What we are saying is, government must sit and think through policies well before they bring it out.
Okay.
You cannot, because of political gymnastics.
Okay.
Just come out with the policy because you think say for energy, they will come out with something that will not help the Ghanaian people.
Okay.
What I'm saying is what we are saying is the rent assistance scheme was not a well thought through project.
Okay.
It must benefit the informal sector and Ghanaian as people, not a small group of people.
Okay.
You cannot continue to bring policy that will benefit only 1% and 99% of the population are lacking.
Okay.
It is not a policy.
All right.
That policy is skewed. That policy is biased. That policy cannot be consonant with. We are saying that President Mahama and the NDC government should do the right thing, do their search, find out policies about housing.
Okay.
Since they are alluded there, problem not here, huge on people's pocket, there must be a way out.
Okay.
There must be a way out, and that they must call a stakeholder meeting. Greater, the Ghana Real Estate Development Association, Greater is there. Grepa is there. Call them to the table and stop the one-way policy think tanks in your offices.
All right.
And bring in policies that does not work for all people.
Mate.
Thank you.
But I say Frederick Opoku, Secretary General, National Tenants Union of Ghana. And AD and Common time check. 13 minutes past the hour of 8. The idea from tenants with issues of informal sector.